Today I'd like to ask Mr. Takura of Unso a few questions. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my pleasure.
Mr. Takura, how many years has it been since you joined Unso?
39 years.
39 years. It'll be 40 years next year.
It's been a long time.
And how many of those years were you an active driver?
I retired at 60, so since then, it's been exactly 15 years.
Oh, so, about 25 years.
That's right.
Do you remember what kind of horses were racing when you were driving the most?
Well, to be honest, I don't really follow horse racing. I really enjoy working with horses, but I don't gamble. Sorry about that.
Back then, from what I've heard, you often transported them before they even had names.
Well, some horses actually went there after a bit of training, but back in our day, they were completely untouched, just as they were without any preparation. Yeah.
So they weren't even broken to the saddle?
There were some horses like that, too.
I see.
In our case, they were basically wild horses.
So you had to handle horses like that?
Right. They'd flip over inside the cramped truck.
Oh, I see.
After all, for a horse, being put in such a small space is incredibly stressful.
They weren't used to it?
No, they weren't.
Before that, they were just out in the pasture, right? Or maybe in a stall.
Yeah.
When you say flip over, in those 9 horse trucks, there's only space for 1 horse per slot, right?
In that narrow space, they'd flip around and end up facing backward. The horse you see would spin all the way around like this.
Wow, just wow.
They'd rear up.
Yes.
Stand up, spin around, and end up face to face with the horse behind them.
I see.
Right over the very top of the tailboard.
Oh, right. The tailboards used to be lower back then, didn't they?
They were quite a bit lower than they are now. I'd wonder how they managed to turn around. They'd slip their halters.
Yes, of course.
And just spin right around by rearing up.
Do they just come off on their own?
No, they'd struggle.
I see, okay.
So we used what we called a neck rope. Besides the halter, we'd run a rope from the neck and tie it to the wall.
Right.
But in the end, doing that just caused more stress because it was so restrictive, so limiting, really.
Because they couldn't move.
Yeah, exactly. So I stopped doing that, and there was this bar in front called a breast bar, right, in front of the chests.
Oh, yes.
I'd take that out too. Then with nothing in front of them, they wouldn't try to jump over it.
True, and they wouldn't get caught on it either.
If they have a little room, they can move like this. I tried to make it as easy as possible for them.
I see. You were looking out for them.
Horses seem more relaxed when there aren't any parts like that in front of them.
That makes sense.
If they can get into a position where they can eat some feed, they might settle down, but...
Whether they're in a stall or out in the pasture, food and grass are always close by.
Right. But once they're on the horse van, yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing at all. They can't even drink water when they want. But now, since there's water in there, see? Oh, it sloshes around. The water moves, right? Yes. And then the feed moves like this too, right? For a horse, it's just unsettling, or it makes them feel sick. That's true. Yeah. Mr. Takura, did your family run a ranch or something originally? My home was in Aware Prefecture near Morioka, right between Morioka and Hanamaki. I see. I was born in what's now called Shiwa Town. We were farmers. But back then, farm machinery wasn't very common, Right. So for the rice fields and farms, when we tilled the soil, we always used horses with plows and hoes, right? The ones that pulled them, right? That's why, in fact, you would find a draft horse like this on almost every farm. Yes. So, I've actually been involved with horses ever since I was just a little kid. Honestly, it's been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember. Oh, looking back from today, our era was just... Yes. It was like the world of Spirited Away. And then you joined Unso and became a dedicated driver? An assistant for 6 months. Yeah, I see. And since they were short-staffed, I was put in charge of a truck right away. Right. So in our time, well, it's still true today, but it's a very specialized job. So we'd have older guys from farms help us out. Oh, I see. To be honest, it was tough. Having an older guy who didn't know the roads drive while I slept. To the wrong place. I had to have them drive to places they didn't know at all, right? Yes. Back then, the highways were gradually expanding, so I'd tell them, make sure to stop when you get to such and such. Oh, so you'd tell them in advance. Right. 2 or 3 hours ahead. And I'd write down, this is the such and such interchange. Oh, okay. Don't miss it, because if they missed it, it would be a huge mess. So, all sorts of things happened, but looking back now, it was fun. Oh, I bet it was. Yeah. Once I was in the truck, I'd take care of everything myself, looking after them. I'd talk to them saying, hey, don't go wild back there. Oh, I see. I'd say, if you're hungry, kick the wall and I'll come. Well, just having all sorts of silly conversations, right? The smart horses, It's like they understand what you're saying. Yes. You can communicate your intentions, I see. Wow. They rely on people, I guess. They get lonely when no one's around. I see. They'll paw the ground or kick the backboard. They're calling for you. Exactly. Yeah. They were cute. Though when they went wild, I'd think, you little brat. Yeah. I guess when they paw or kick the backboard, you can tell even while driving up front. Did you have cameras then? No, cameras came years later, maybe 5 or 6. I think it was my 3rd truck. Our company was first to install them.
Yes?
The reason is, truck-style vans didn't have a middle door, so you couldn't go straight to the stalls.
You'd have to stop vehicle.
Exactly. They didn't have them. Yeah, and while you can feel the horse's movements through the floor and the steering wheel, you can't actually see them directly, right?
No, you can't. There were no cameras and you couldn't go back there.
There were windows, but you could only see the very front.
Oh, I see.
So, since you couldn't see the 2nd or 3rd rows, we thought it'd be better if we could see from both ends. We'd have a camera at the back, showing the front, and one at the front, viewing them from both sides.
Right.
That was definitely enough for me, I think.
I see.
Because you could see how the horses were doing.
Yeah.
Eventually, after considering all our options, we ended up installing a total of 3 cameras in each and every one of them.
That must have made things a lot easier to monitor.
It became much easier.
It makes a difference. I heard there was no air conditioning back then.
There was no such thing as air conditioning, so we used those ventilators to circulate the air.
So in the summer, it must have been...
We'd open the windows.
Ah.
But we'd never open the small window right next to their faces.
Is wind on faces bad?
If it hits them directly, they'll get a fever.
You mean they get too cold?
Well, I wonder what it is exactly.
Right.
So we kept only those small windows closed.
Ah.
The back ones, you could open as much as you wanted, even with lots of wind.
That was okay?
According to the veterans, if the wind hits something and deflects first, the impact becomes softer or something like that. So basically, it's like when we stick our faces out of a car window.
Ah.
Well, that's true. I thought the horses would be exhausted if we did that.
Humans can close them or do it themselves, so it's fine. Was it tough in the winter as well?
In the winter, it was the opposite.
Right.
We'd adjust the windows to let in just a little bit of air, and we'd keep the forward-facing roof ventilators closed.
Oh, I see. Well, all right then.
We'd leave the exhaust ones open a bit, or close them slightly. That kind of adjustment, like we talked about.
I see. Back then, there was no one-cushion transport, right?
No, none.
So from Ritto, was it a direct trip to Hokkaido?
Direct.
So you just get on the ferry like that?
Yeah, we'd head out from Hidaka.
Right.
Be in Hakodate by evening.
Right.
Then usually cross over to Aomori at night, approximately every 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
Once off the boat, we'd take care of everything for everyone, like feeding and preparations.
Right.
In our time, we'd go through Hirosaki and then Odate, then to Noshiro and on to Akita.
You really went that way?
Yeah, Route 7. From Niigata, we'd take the highway.
Oh, well, let me think. That route.
The highway only went up to that area back then.
I see.
So we had to drive on local roads. And then we continued on up to a place called Takizawa, which is located to the north of Morioka. From around that area, eventually the roads started connecting.
Right.
So we were driving on local roads the whole way.
That's a long time. It's totally different from now.
About 36 hours. Feeding the horses all day long, and we'd grab a bite at roadside diners ourselves. Adjusting our time, and in the hot summer, we'd find a nice spot by the coast, looking for a place with a good breeze, to let the horses rest. But even if we let them rest, we couldn't exactly unload them.
So inside the truck.
We'd do things like that, taking it easy the whole way. And for quarantine at Ritto, we couldn't unload them until after midnight.
So you had to wait?
Right. So we'd time it to arrive just at that hour. Normally it would take 30 hours, or maybe arrive a bit before that. But you see, there were those kinds of restrictions, but I really think today's one-stop transport is much better for the horses. After half a day, they get off the truck and rest in a stable, right? I think they can really relax that way. I think that was the right move, yeah.
Wasn't there a story about you bringing back 6th grade 1 winners at once when you were working, Mr. Takura?
Oh, there was.
Who was it then? An active...
TM Opera O.
TM Opera O, right.
At that particular time, it was actually all stallions.
Oh, they were all stallions?
6 of them.
6 horses.
We didn't have 3 lined up, of course, but 6 horses all the way to Hokkaido.
Were they all open class horses?
All open class. From far away, the boss asked, "Are you going to be okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be there by such and such a time."
From Rito?
Yeah, sure.
Were you nervous then? Understandably.
I definitely felt a bit uneasy. No, back then, once they became stallions, it was a real ordeal. There are several stallion stations in Hokkaido, right? In Aomori, there's the Shichinohe station. There was one in Nasu, Tochigi, then the Shibata station, and down in Kyushu. We'd load all those stallions right here, unloading and loading them one after another, all the way to Kagoshima. How many times did I go? Maybe 3 or 4 times. It's so far, so far.
Kagoshima is quite a distance.
You know, dealing with people was tough back then too. But I think human relations are even more rigid now, or rather, more difficult.
Oh, difficult. Like with all the restrictions.
Even just with the way you speak. In our day, we just did as we pleased. I'd just drink my partner's soda and say, "Hey, I drank this, I'll pay you back later." We were pretty casual about it. And even so, we didn't really fight much.
It sounds like a real brotherhood.
Exactly. When times change, the way things work changes too.
How many times a month did you come back home in those days?
When I specialized in Kansai, it was 6 or 7 trips a month. And during the busy autumn season, it was 9 at most.
9 trips.
There were times I did nearly 9 trips. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
No time to relax at home then?
None at all. None. Back then, they'd tell me my laundry had arrived at the office.
Ah, well.
I'd pick up my travel expenses and a change of clothes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there were times I wouldn't see anyone for a while.
Ah, so it was that kind of era, huh?
Yeah, it's not like that now, is it? So since the 2024 problem, it's completely changed.
What kind of work are you doing now at Unso?
Me, really?
Yes, of course.
I'm doing chores. Just chores.
I see. You used to do the new hire training too, Takiura-san.
I did, but not many people are joining lately.
That's true, not many.
But, well, honestly, it's not really like it's a total waste or anything, but, I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? It's just faster to learn by being out in the field. But at that time,
Yes.
Since they're new, it's about how you guide them. Whether you just bark orders at them or pretend not to notice and leave them be, you have to avoid doing that. No matter what, you think, this guy's okay without much instruction, or,
yeah.
or, I need to be a bit more persistent with this one, and so on. The person in charge really needs to be mindful of that. And help them out. That's the best way. It's tough for the person in charge, too.
Having to watch the truck, the horse, and the new guy? Yeah. Thank you for the interesting stories.
Not at all, actually.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much as well.
Excuse me, please let me hear more stories again.
No, they're just pointless stories, really.
Unso is currently looking for drivers. Please check out our recruitment site or corporate site. If you are interested, we look forward to your application.